What's up, everyone? It is end of September. It is September 23, and this year I'm hunting Ohio opener, which is Saturday. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, and I'm going to be hunting with an outfitter. I know you guys, I tell you guys, like, hey, I don't do a lot of outfitters or whatever, but I end up doing like one outfitter a year. I don't love it always, but it's a good buddy, Jonah's good buddy. So it should be a fun time. So, but with that said, I can't shoot this top secret thing that I've been shooting. So I got to set up a new one. So what I think I'm going to do is set up the trusty 34 that's been sitting on the rack since Total Archery. It's feeling lonely, and I think it wants to put an arrow through something. So what we're going to do today is literally set it up. I'm going to have to like retune it because I'm going to shoot new arrows out of it. It's tuned for pro comps. I'm going to tune it for some axis. Get it all dialed. This is the site we just did an unboxing on, so it's a new site. And basically it's going to be kind of an uncut version of me setting this up, shooting broadheads, like doing the whole 9 because I'm leaving tomorrow. So I need to be 100% ready to rip. So let's do it. So arrows are a Axis 5mm, 300 spine, got a nocturnal nock, 100 grain point, and 50 grain of brass. I chopped off one level of brass. I shot my mule deer with this one. I did not shoot my elk with this. I ended up switching back to the pro comps. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I had a little bit of like a debacle. Fixed blades weren't shooting good, and what it turned out to be is these little heat veins were not enough to help steer the broadhead. So I fletched up some X veins, some 3-inch X veins, 4 fletched, and it like dialed them right in. But anyways, I'm gonna shoot expandables with these, and they're absolutely fine when I got them all dialed. Expandables, you don't need a lot steering them. So I'm gonna stop talking here. We're gonna shoot this bad boy through paper. Hopefully it's not too much of a headache. It should be relatively close. Not too bad, just a right tear. We're gonna move the rest to the left. That actually would make sense too, because it was slightly to the right. Now we're back at 0. Typically, if your top hats are correct, your bow's not jacked, these ultra rests from QAD have like the 0 settings for Matthews. You should be pretty dang close to 0. Like I'm a little off there, and I was a little off. But starting out, like if you gotta go way outside the boundaries of 0, you know, you got something wrong. Look at that. That was freaking easy. We'll back up a little bit. Try it again. Yeah, you see that kind of exaggerated it a little bit because this was about 3 yards. This is about 7 yards. You can see it's still kicking high right. So this makes a lot of sense. I literally, I think, can go back to 0 here because I'm a little off there. I'm still a little off on the left and right. So I'm going to bump it a little more left, and I'm going to bump it up. And that actually is going to probably be right at 0 for this rest. So that's good. This is all good news. This 34 has been literally almost the easiest bow I've ever tuned for hunting stuff, and has shot like freaking unbelievable. When I shot at tack, it was just like very nice. And that's not a plug. Like Matthews probably doesn't even want me saying this because this is a target bow and I'm like promoting it for hunting. But like I said, like I would rock this bow for hunting. So we literally have it on 0, on 0. See if this works, that'd be pretty sick. Okay, we're still just a touch right. A little low now, so I went a little too far. Still a touch right. So I'm gonna bump it a little more to the left and bump the rest back down, just a touch. So we're close. One more move, we should be good. Dang, that's so close, but it's still to the right. Now I might swap. I might move my rest back to 0 and swap a top hat. That's why the top hats are good. Like other bows, you'd be like twisting up cables and all sorts of stuff, but I can just swap these top hats and I think that would fix it. There we go. So as you see, I've shot quite a few more, just fine tuning it. Oh, it's so close. Probably gonna call that good. What do you guys think? Would you call that one good? You're tuning your bow? I'm calling it good. Second and third axis on the sight, because it is a new sight. Put stabilizers on it and then we'll get outside and shoot. So I am going to be hunting out of a saddle and really close shots, you know, hopefully really close shots in Ohio. So typically I run like a 12 and a 9 or a 12 and a 12, but I am running a 7 and a 9? Yeah, 7 and a 9, which will be totally fine for what I'm doing. So just swapping some stuff around and boom. There we go. A little smaller, won't get in the way as much. So when anyone asks like what's your setup, it's like it's always changing, like depending on what's going on. You know, it may even make sense to do a 7 and a 7, because if you're that close, I mean, it really doesn't matter too much. But for longer stuff like out west, a 12 and a 9 or a 12 and a 12 just helps stabilize a little bit better. I'm just gonna start at 20 to make sure I don't miss. Also, I just realized I still have my bear spray on. I don't think there's any bears in Iowa. There might be, but I should probably take that out. There we go, but I'm way down on my sight bar, which I don't really love. I might go drop it down. With these landslides, you can drop like this entire sight bar down, or your sight, like whatever that's called, and then your sight bar stays in the same spot. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna just go back to a farther distance, shoot my broadhead, shoot my field tip, see what's up, because I don't wanna do my sight tape before I make sure my broadheads are good. So that's what we're gonna do. Back to 60. Totally guessing, hopefully I don't miss. I'm just like adjusting as I go. You see me like spinning dials and doing everything. I'm just quickly trying to get on target so I can get my broadheads tuned. So now got a field tip dead nuts in the middle. Just go ahead. I have a I'm gonna be shooting G5 dead meats for like whitetail stuff. I actually super glued one. Just put like an outrageous amount of super glue, let it sit overnight, and I've been shooting it. You do have these practice heads, which I have noticed fly pretty true, but regardless of the broadhead, I like to shoot the actual broadhead. So with expandables, I just super glue them up so they never expand or anything. So that went a little higher right. Not bad. My practice broadhead's actually shot like pretty decent. I just had that regular broadhead go high right, so it could have been me. I'm gonna shoot one more time, feel it out, but we're within the yellow of our broadheads and field tips, which are at 6 yards is already like a huge win. So we'll shoot one more time and see what's up. That felt really good, and it was an X. Look at that. So that was with G5 practice head, dead meat on right now. This hits, if like I get a practice head, this actual broadhead, and a field tip in this 10 ring at 60 yards, we're calling it a day. Ooh. Oh dang, carbon flying everywhere. That was nearly a Robin Hood. That shot was like perfect, so let's see where it's at. All right, we got our 20 mark, we got our 60 mark. We're gonna go get a sight tape, then we're gonna double check our sight tape, then we're gonna go. So what I'm doing, I'm just doing one final check. 20 yards, this is 31. I already shot one at 45, 20, and 45 is right on. So if this broadhead is right on, we're just gonna send it. But then I'm gonna get my second pin dialed at the yardage. And I'll show you how to do that in a second, but it's super easy. Ooh, just got a little gust of wind, of course. So what I've done is I moved my sight back to 20 yards. And then with that second pin in there, it's right about 15 to 20 yard of a difference, depending on your speed of your bow. So what we're doing, we're at 35 yards, and I'm gonna aim with my double pin right at the center, and then I'm just gonna move forward and back without moving my sight. Just gonna move forward and back until I hit dead nuts, and then I'm gonna mentally just remember, or no, I'm not mentally gonna remember. Then I'm gonna move my pin to whatever I range where I'm hitting right on. So pretty much you find where your second pin is dialed, you range it, and then move your indicator pin. So whenever you move it, you know, you rip it down to 40, you know, then it's your second pin's gonna be 45 or 50 or 55 or whatever. Oh, look at that, money. Just on the right side. So that was a pretty good guess. So that was 34. This was, see, my range is 35.3 and my indicator is at 34. So what I'm gonna have to do is bump my indicator to 35.3 and we'll be good to go. We're ready to go. So I'm gonna do this one thing and then I'm packing all my bags and I'm driving to Ohio tomorrow, so it should be fun. And this hunt, we actually can spin around pretty fast for you guys because we're using this rig and not the new one. So it's always fun. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out bromerch.com, pick up a hat if you haven't already for the season, and make sure to subscribe like this and comment below if you think you would rock the 34 also, because I definitely would, and I am. So catch you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.